myself out.
Well, Capcom has found the money printer again, and as history has taught us, they won't stop until the ink runs dry. So in their continual attempt to remake all of their survival horror games, save for the one that everybody has been asking for, Capcom will be serving up Resident Evil 4 Remake. Now you may be asking yourself, Resident Evil 4 redefined third-person action games. Will this game do the same? Most likely not. The game follows Leon S. Kennedy, who looks like he needs a sandwich. He's conscripted into a secret government program and is now trying to track down the president's daughter after her kidnapping. First off, I do hope that the bit we're shown with Leon training implies there's going to be more Krauser. Because let's be honest, Krauser was a cool design, and we knew nothing about him. Save for one thing.
Like you, I'm American.
Given that there's talk of this being a meaty game, I'm hoping to see more of this, but the primetime show is Spain, and it is a looker. The setting is fun, and while the original felt like a village way off the beaten path, the village in this game is way off the beaten path and next to an illegal toxic waste dump. Reminds me of the Wrong Turn films. The good ones. You know, the good one. Shooting and movement feels okay, but there were moments where animation seemed to take priority. Namely, I tried to strafe during the village fight, but instead of moving, Leon just stuttered on the spot and required me to turn him around. When it came to aiming and firing, I didn't have much trouble. Leon will sometimes even pull off these firing positions like he's Keanu Reeves in those All Dogs Go to Heaven after enough souls have been sacrificed films. There's another 2 left. We've lost Lance Reddick, and he was in that Resident Evil show. I choose to believe the quality of that show poisoned him. Keanu Reeves must stay away from Paul W.S. Anderson and whoever wrote the TV show. One thing I'm mixed on is the enemies. We get put up against basic Ganado, but some will get up after taking enough damage and be more aggressive versions of their normal selves. Granny's okay. She'll be fine for dinner. Look, she got patched up in between cutscenes. Now the Ganados are a mixed bag to me. After playing so much COD Zombies, my mind is convinced that I need to loop. However, when I tried that, 1 or 2 Ganados always ran to cut me off. Now, if this is a simple trick of spawning enemies, I'm not sure. Either way, it adds to the feeling of fighting an angry mob. One advantage over the original is that enemies will attempt to grapple you from behind. While most grabs have the option of button mashing or using a knife, the full Nelson requires time-consuming button mashing, which, if there's a chainsaw enemy, is very likely to kill you. Makes it so you really need to stay on a swivel, watching every angle for the attackers. That's the good. The bad is the apparent scripting of enemies. The Ganados have strict limits for when they notice you, when they follow you, and on Mad Chainsaw mode, the Ganados with the broken neck seem to attack in sync. Perfect dodge. This is troubling, but they also blocked a path I was using to loop with a cart. So their AI seems to be on an on-off switch. On-off seems to be the loop from my experience because, and this may just be me, the gore seems off. Like, don't get me wrong, it's cool when you blast a Ganado apart and see weird milky white tentacles moving around. However, it seems like the gore has been on a downward trend ever since the awesome effects of Resident Evil 2 Remake. Though that one also had problems as it opted to go for a chest burster instead of splitting a man in half. Same here, the chainsaw kill looks brutal, but its effect is essentially just a gore sticker. He rips it out of Leon, so just split him apart. Also, the head chop executions just seem to rest on Leon's head. This is weird because there are good executions like the beheading or the pitchfork decapitation. Seems like the level of gore varies on who came into the office that day. Finally, there's the parry mechanic. It's There, I get flashbacks to Raiden's parry, as I could mostly just spam L1, though the Ganados can shove you to interrupt your actions. Honestly, if you can't parry El Gigante when this game comes out in full, I will be annoyed. I will post a strongly worded protest on Minds because Twitter banned me. One minor gripe I have, and I think this is simply due to the demo being what journalists had a few months ago, that gripe is Leon kicks every ladder. Pretty sure he should just push the ladder over from the second floor instead of kicking it. Apparently this remake is aiming to be more dark in its tone, and we already know several classic lines are removed. However, they kept the bingo line, so yeah, it's a damn on-off switch. In short, Resident Evil 4 Remake has some concerning problems that we'll only know the outcome of come full release. Now, I have zero nostalgic ties to either game. I grew up playing Devil May Cry Resident Evil 4, but I think a remake was more deserving to Code Veronica. RE4 still works really well with its gameplay, aging arguably like wine, as there's no other third-person shooter on the market that is appealing to that style of third-person action. We'll just have to wait and see if the final product is as good as some are making it out to be. Like, come on guys, the objectively best remake is RE1. That remake took the original and built upon it in what is possibly the definitive RE1 experience. The only other competitor is Deadly Silence, but no one ever talks about that remake, do they?